Should Denver Sheriff be decided by you instead of being an appointed position? Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. On Monday, a special council committee created to look into possible charter changes will consider a proposal.
And Denver 7's Lance Hernandez talked to the sponsor's chief of staff. Lance, she says this is all about accountability.
She says the Denver Sheriff Department has undergone a lot of changes, $31 million worth of reforms, but Lisa Calderon says those reform efforts have failed. And she points to an increase in violence, high turnover, and forced overtime as evidence.
I've seen the conditions firsthand in the jail. I've seen the rising tensions. I've seen the overcrowding conditions.
Lisa Calderon says she's seen a lack of accountability as well. Calderon counseled inmates in the jail before being tabbed as chief of staff for Councilwoman Candy Sedabaka.
Well, I think it's ironic that the changes that are being pressed now in terms of the community wanting a change in the sheriff is as a result of women.
She pointed to an inmate who was forced to give birth in jail because staff wouldn't let her go to the hospital, and female deputies talking about dehumanizing working conditions.
Problems just seem to continue to pile on.
Calderon and her boss want the sheriff to become an elected position. She said it would not expand the arrest powers of the sheriff, but would provide more accountability and control over what happens in the jail, including hiring and firing decisions. The mayor is the chief opponent of the change. A spokesman said they haven't received a proposal yet, but our initial thoughts are that our public safety agencies are led by a police chief, a fire chief, and a sheriff, and it seems unnecessary to elect one of them, making the difficult and important job of manning our jails even more difficult by politicizing the office instead of focusing on good management could lead to dysfunction. Councilwoman Debbie Ortega chairs the committee that will hear the proposal Monday.
We want to hear public input. So we may hear pros and cons, but I think we want to hear from that. And then in our committee, we're either giving it a yay, a nay, or we need more information.
Councilwoman Ortega not weighing in one way or the other, support or opposition to the proposal. She did say that they will seek public input and then put a package together. It will then be forwarded to the Finance Committee and then to the council as a whole. If it gets 7 votes on council, it will likely appear on the November 2020 ballot. Lance Hernandez, Denver 7.